What's up, guys? Welcome to Prevail Day 4. Today we're focusing on biceps, triceps, and shoulders. We're going to finish with some abs. The first thing that we're going to do is some bicep curls. So I'm trying to figure out the easiest way to do a bicep curl. Put your backpack on a broom and you do a bicep curl. I tried a couple different things. This actually ended up hurting my wrist, so I went to my dumbbells. But anything to help you do a bicep curl, it's a very basic movement. When you're doing your bicep curls, I want you to focus on keeping your elbows close to your body and try to get a full extension at the bottom. That's really the most important. It's not necessarily about speed, time under tension, contraction, mind, muscle, connection. But we are kicking this workout off with some bicep curls. After that, we're going to move into some overhead tricep extensions. Again, I tried this with my backpack. Do not recommend. It was killing my wrist, just the way that I had to hold the backpack. And not to mention, the backpack was like ripping my hair out. But when you're doing your tricep extensions, try to keep your elbows narrow, so closer to your head, closer to your body. You don't want them to be completely spread out, if that makes sense. And you don't have to get the full extension at the top. After this, we're going to go back into bicep curls. As you can see, I went with the dumbbells this time and it was much easier. However, the high reps made those 10-pound weights feel like 100 pounds. So you can make this, as always, you can make this workout as difficult as you want it to be. Really just focus on contracting the bicep muscle at the top and still getting the full extension at the bottom. If I could critique myself, which I'm going to, I would not encourage the swing as much as what you see. It would be slower and more controlled. So I'm not using the swing as momentum to go back into the bicep curl. The second set of tricep overhead extensions, I went with the dumbbells and it worked out much better. So any weight that you have that you can really focus on holding close together, if that makes sense. The backpack was just too much weight on my wrist, the way that I had to hold it. So keeping your elbows narrow and close to your head and focus on getting that full extension at the bottom. When you are stretching at the bottom, you're stretching out that tricep muscle and you're tearing it. And that's what we want. You're not tearing it at the top. You're contracting it at the top. You're tearing it at the bottom. Okay, you guys know the drill. 4 sets to failure. first set of exercises that we have is going to be a giant set. So you have 3 exercises. First is an overhead press. You're going to see that I do overhead presses in 3 different positions, if you will. So the first position that I chose was just standing, a typical overhead press, really focusing on your shoulders here. That's mainly what you're isolating, the shoulders. When you're coming down, you want to try to get your arms parallel with the ground. You don't want to bring them past that parallel position. Once you're done with your overhead extensions, you are going to hate me and you're going to go into some rear delt flies. Now, if you look at how I'm holding the dumbbells at the top, it's almost like I'm leading with my pinky. You want that. You want to be leading with your pinky because that's going to help you isolate the rear delt, which is on the back of your shoulder. And after that, you're going to go straight into front raises. Front raises are going to hit the front of your shoulder. Also a little bit of your chest. But just taking your dumbbells and raising them right out in front of you. Slow and in control, as many as you can. You're also going to quickly notice that I was very dramatic about how I throw the dumbbells down. Okay, second set, I'm sitting with the overhead presses. I did this because I wanted to eliminate the ability for my legs and the lower half of my body to play a role in my overhead press. So by sitting, I am eliminating my legs from the equation. So it's strictly my upper body and my core. I thought these were a lot harder. Then we have some air guitar that looks a little spastic. That's fine. And then we go right back into the rear delt flies. Here in this angle, you can see how I'm leading with my pinky and kind of pointing the pinkies almost up in the air just a little bit. Make sure that you're bent over so you can really isolate the rear delt. These are hard. I didn't do very many. They're hard. Then we're going to go back into your front raises. So the third set, I actually sat on the floor because this completely eliminates your ability to use your lower body with your overhead press. I didn't find this as difficult as sitting on the couch. I'm not sure why, but still allows me to focus solely on using the muscles in my upper body and my chest, or not my chest, the muscles in my upper body and my shoulders to push that weight above my head. Nothing else is helping me do that except my shoulders, which is what we want. We want to isolate that muscle. my shoulders started to hurt really bad. So I thought, let me just flop my arms around. Let me do a couple dance moves, and we're back into it. So with the fourth set, I decided to sit back on the couch again because I thought that was the most difficult of the 3 positions that I tried with the overhead press. Okay, now that we are done with that set, we are going to do narrow push-ups and hammer curls. So your narrow push-ups, you want your arms to be shoulder width apart or slightly less than shoulder width apart. But your elbows are going to be right next to your body, touching your body as you are going down. So in this push-up, it is all about your triceps. You'll feel it. You can see it. Your triceps are what is pushing you up from this. If you can, stay on your toes. Don't drop to your knees. Do as many as you can. But if you want to finish it out by dropping to your knees, that's totally fine. Do as many as you can. We're going to go into hammer curls. So you're holding the weight differently than what you would typically with a bicep curl. This just hits a different part of your bicep. You can alternate if you want, but because the weight is lighter, I felt like I could really pump out a lot of reps at the same time. And this hurts. By the end of it, it's like, holy crap, I didn't think that it was going to be that hard. By the fourth set, your arms are going to be jello. When you're done, go back into your narrow push-ups. So you can see here the angle of my elbows. They're very, very, very close to my body, which is forcing me to use my triceps to push myself back up. With your hammer curls, at the top, focus on that contraction. You're squeezing your bicep as hard as you can at the top and getting that full extension of the muscle, full stretch of the muscle at the bottom. Our last set of exercises for this workout is abs. Okay, so when I say to go to failure, I did that. I did that in this first round and I totally overshot. So you have Russian twists, bicycle crunches, and alternating V-ups. So, rookie mistake. In this first set, I did 50 Russian twists, 50 bicycle crunches, and like 3 V-ups, which I think is hilarious. So, yeah, I went all out. I really was pushing myself. So with your Russian twist, hold the weight however is most comfortable to you. If you can, elevate your feet off of the ground so that way you're utilizing your lower abs to keep your legs up. And twisting back and forth is hitting your obliques. So in our day 2 workout where we incorporated abs, we didn't really hit obliques, but today we are. After you're finished up with your Russian twists, you're going to go into bicycle crunches. With a bicycle crunch, try to get your shoulder blades off of the floor. So instead of just like twisting your body, your upper body from side to side, you're really reaching with your elbow to try to touch your knee. When you're reaching, that's when you're getting that contraction of your oblique muscles. Here we are, just bicycling, just freaking pedaling away like ain't no thing. You're about to see failure. All right, alternating V-ups. Okay, I did a couple more than what I thought, but I just remember thinking, oh man, I totally overdid it. Back into your Russian twists. You have 4 sets of these. One thing I will say in any ab workouts, breathe. You have to breathe. Your muscles need you to breathe. You've got to breathe. And it's really hard to do that when you're doing ab exercises because it restricts everything. But just take a second to breathe. that wraps up day 4 of Prevail, where we focused on biceps, triceps, shoulders, and finished it off with some abs. Tomorrow, we have a full body HIIT workout, which I'm really excited for. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and as always, keep prevailing.